Hello guys, this time I'm going to show you how to do this effect, destroying this wooden pier with Pulldownit plugin, so shattering the deck and also destroying some posts on the sides. So let's go. This is our model. It is made by different parts. For those interested, I think you can download this model from the Bad King website. So let's go. Shattering the deck of the model, we want to create a dynamic crack. So first thing we have to do is drawing a curve over our surface. So let's go to top view, set the object live so we can draw a path over it, and let's go to draw our curve over the model, more or less where we want it to crack. Doesn't mind, because we can refine the fragments later. So just more or less over the surface. And now let's go to shatter the model. Go back to perspective view and disable live for the objects so we can select it in the viewport. So now let's open Shaded window, and here we usually choose path page art style, but the problem is path page doesn't generate the fragments in the shape of wood splinter, so it doesn't work. Let's see it. Select path page art style, select our path, it's selected here, and click on preview. Okay, we can see our shader points, increase the number of them, and let's fit the point as much as possible to the curve. Okay, and now let's go to shader model. Reduce the number of fragments a little to about 150. Click on shader it, and you can see now some fragments are nice as wood splinter, but some other aren't, because path base is not intended for creating wood splinter, so it doesn't work. You want to shatter in the shape of wood splinter, you should use wood splinter shader style. So let's undo all and let's start again, choosing wood splinter shader style for our model. On preview, this is our cloud. Okay, and let's we can, it is pretty good, but we can move it to modify where the fragments are going to be created. So let's shader it. Now all fragments look nice as wood splinter. Okay, and we can refine, create more of them in some areas to increase the quality of the effect. So let's see, for example, select this one, click on preview, and let's go create more fragments in this area. For shattering, have just to create a few more of them, so 20 is nice, it's okay. So now we have created more fragments in this area, and let's do the same little splinter here. Let's do the same in other areas. For example, here, create a few more fragments on the border, like shavings. Okay, click on shader it, and we create, in this way, we create more fragments like shavings in this area. So let's do the same in other areas. Trying to shatter two big fragments. Okay, let's create more fragments here, and also it looks better generating a little wood splinter on the borders. let's see, this one is too long, for example, so let's add it again to create smaller fragments. Okay, so let's do a few more times the same thing, create more shavings in this area. Okay, I think we are done with shattering. Let's see the whole model. Close edit window, and now let's go to set up dynamics for our object. For this, we have also to include those beams and supports in simulation, so the splinter can collide with them. So let's select those objects, all of them. Okay, and set them in dynamics as static objects. Open PDI create body window and set them as static. Take the blue, that means now they are static objects and the splinter can collide with them. Now we have to create a fracture body for our deck. So open PDI basic fractures, select any of the planks and click on create, then click on update. The model turn orange, that means the fracture body has been created. So now let's go to compute dynamics. Okay, switch on Structure View to check it. It's correct. So let's compute dynamics to see how this simulate. Let's play the simulation. Also check use Maya grid as ground. Okay, so object collide with the ground, and let's play the simulation. When playing, we can see our deck collapsing and the splinter falling to the ground. Okay, that's nice dynamics, but what we want is breaking the deck progressively along this path. So we have to do still another thing, which is creating a cracker object. So let's go to another thing I want to do is moving the path a little, so it start a little before the deck. Okay, so you are going to see why now. So open PDI crackers object, select our path, and this sphere here is our cracker object. It's going to travel. Let's reduce its size a little, okay, because it's too big. Okay, so this sphere is going to travel along the path, colliding and breaking everything in his way. This is the cracker object. So now, when playing the simulation and the sphere collide with some object, it is going to push them and break them. But we have to adjust our setting for the fracture body. So open PDI basic fractures, set our deck as static, so it doesn't move until being hit, and also set in propagation scheme, set it to local, so it breaks only when colliding with other objects. So let's also set brakes upon impact, because otherwise the deck is starting to fall at the beginning. So now let's compute again dynamics, and we get what I was looking for, which is the deck being destroyed by our cracker progressively. So very nice. Let's finish it and check the result. Okay, let's check the result. Nice dynamics. The deck breaking progressively along the path. Of course, you have to hide this cracker object for rendering. not to see it in the final frames. So let's go now to improve the simulation. I think the result is better if the cracker hits the deck from below. So let's move down a little the path. So now the result is better because the cracker is colliding from below, a little from below. So let's see it. Okay, now I get a more appealing dynamics for our wood splinters. So it's nice. Now let's go to add more elements in simulation. Let's go also to destroy this here, this some post. For example, let's destroy those beams and this post here to increase the quality of the simulation, make the effect more believable. So for this, what I do is creating for doing this easier, when adding more elements to simulation, what I do is create a layer for them, so I can make them visible alone. So now we have two layers here, one for the ropes and one for our post and beams. So I can hide everything. Okay, I cannot because I need another layer, still another layer for the rest of the object. So select everything except our post and create another layer for them. So now we have three layers and we can display only the object. I'm going to fracture. So now click on select to the splinter, shatter style, set the number of frames about 20, and let's shatter those objects. But here we did it wrong because we have created the splinter across the object and we want them alone. So no problem, undo all, select main axis to longest, and now shatter it, and we got what we expect, which is a long thin splinter. Let's do the same with this one, shatter it as good a splinter, and also with this one. Okay, and now let's go to create more splinters on the near the corner to create smaller ones, shavings, more realistic destruction effect. So let's select any of the fragments and reshatter it in a smaller one. Okay, very nice. So now we have our object shattered. Let's close this and let's go to create a fracture body for all of them. So open PDA basic fractures. This time we have to select all of them because they are different objects. Click on create, and in this pop-up window we have renamed this as a, I don't know, support maybe. Okay, as beams, and click on affect. So it turns orange, the fracture body has been created, and we can simulate it already in the dynamics. So let's set it as a static fracture body for not breaking in advance, and now let's hide everything and play dynamics again. Okay, now the deck is breaking, and also this part, the beams and the posts are falling and breaking, but it is falling too quickly. I want those beams starting to break later in simulation. So let's set breaks upon impact for the beams. I think this can fix the issue. Okay, let's compute again using breaks upon impact for the beams. So now it's better because those part is breaking later, but the first part of the first beam is breaking too early. So I think for this I have to use, for fix this, I have to use advanced fractures. So let's switch on special view and let's use advanced fracture for setting the subframe where we want the beams starting to break. Let's select our cracker object and let's see which frame it is reaching the post. Okay, about frame 28, 27, it is the cracker is reaching the area of the post. So this is going to be our start frame for destroying the beams. Close this and let's hide everything but our beams, and let's hide the material to see clearly the stresses view. Now open Advanced Fractures, PDI Advanced Fractures, and here we are going to create a cluster for the post, okay, and the nearby splinters. Select them, our light blue, and click on Create Cluster. Now the cluster has been created, and we have to set its hardness to 0 to make sure it breaks completely, and also an unbreakable until frame, set the frame at 37 to start breaking. For the rest of the object, we have to set those parts as static. They are black. That means those objects will collide but doesn't move at all in dynamics. So this is our result cluster, which is going to break in frame 55, and the rest of the beam should stand without moving. So let's show everything, and let's compute again the dynamics with this modification. Let's compute dynamics. Now the beam is standing, okay, nice. And when the cracker reaches the frame 37, the post start to collapse and the beams are breaking as well. So very nice. Let's finish the simulation. Okay, and check the final result, adding the beams to the destruction effect. So let's play back the scene. Okay, nice, breaking the deck, and also at frame 37 the post start to collapse and break completely in nice wood splinter. So great, we have got it. If you want to add more posts in the simulation, you have to do the same thing, shatter them and create a fracture body for them and setting the frame at which you want them to start collapsing. Now let's go to okay, I have forgot this this rope here. The pier has some ropes on the post, and I have forgot to include it in the simulation. So now let's go to include this rope in the simulation. Let's isolate it. Actually, this is a rope, so we should break it using a cloth solver like an cloth or whatever. But as this is a tutorial about Pulldownit, we are going to break it also using Pulldownit as it were a solid object. Let's see if it works enough well. So open shaded tool, set the number of fragments, enforce our style, and shade it. Okay, we get our shards here, and let's create a fracture body for our rope. Okay, let's reset the simulation just in case. Select any of the fragments and click on Create. Now click on Asset. The fracture body has been created, and let's see how this works in dynamics, breaking the rope as if it were a solid object. This time rename this fracture body as rope to make it something is not working. Okay, let's close everything and open again. Okay, here we are. Our rope fracture body has been created, and let's go to compute it in dynamics. Okay, now we have three factor bodies, one for the deck, one for the beams, and one for the rope. So let's set our rope as let's select our rope and set it as static and breaks upon impact, and let's see if it works in our dynamics. Okay, it is breaking, but of course, as before, it is breaking too early, and now we have fixed this by setting it unbreakable until frame. So let's set it is unbreakable until frame 37, and let's start computing dynamics. Now the rope shouldn't start to break until frame 37. Okay, it's standing, and now at the frame we want, the rope started to break along with the rest of the post. Okay, so I think it's pretty good, the result, even without using enclosed. So I want to leave it, and let's finish the simulation and check the final result. Okay, it's done. Let's check the final result. Okay, the rope is starting to break at the frame we want. It's fine, but I can see I forgot something here. Okay, there is a defect. This part of the fragment of the rope are standing. They aren't falling. This is because I have set it as breaks upon impact, so I have to uncheck it and set the rope as activation at first hit. So the whole rope is going to fall and move when breaking. So let's set it activation at first hit and compute again. Okay, now the whole rope is falling. Okay, no fragment standing. Let's finish the simulation. And check the final result for moving forward. Okay, so let's play the simulation. Now our post and rope are breaking correctly. Okay, not bad. So let's it is, I can see, let's check just in case the rope is any fragment is standing. Okay, everything is falling and breaking, so nice. Let's play back the simulation from another point of view to check the whole result. Okay, everything, the deck is breaking progressively, and the post is collapsing, the rope also breaking in little fragments, so very nice. Now let's go to, I like the simulation, so let's go to bake keys. So open bake PDI simulation window and click on bake keys. This way we are going to create animation keys for all our fragments in a scene. Then you can play the animation back and forth, send it to Alembic, right time, whatever is your workflow with Maya keys. It's done. Now you can see all fragment has keys. You can play with the slider. Okay, And at this point we don't need PDI data anymore because we have keys on the scene to continue with our effect. So let's check our object has keys, and let's delete PDI data here in this window. Click on delete all PDI bodies. So now we let only keys on the scene. And let's go now to improve the look of our fragments. This green material here is a PDI cut material, the material Pulldownit assigned by default to the inner faces, the faces created when shading the object. You can replace it for the one you prefer, but by default it is a flat green faces, and we can you can replace it for a bump material or whatever. But with PDI you can do better. You can add jagginess to those fragments to get a better look for them. So open PDI jagginess window, select any of the fragments and click on add jagginess. Now PDI go back to the first frames to compute the jagginess, and now when playing the simulation you can see this post. Now those splinter here has raw faces, twisted edge, a much realistic look for good splinter. We have to do the same for the rest of the fragments. You have just to choose one fragment of each element in the simulation. So select this one, click on add jagginess, and now this beam, the beam object is going to get a more realistic look. Raw faces. Let's make the same with this other one. Just selecting any of the fragments or for the object, we get all the fragments belonging to it with jagginess applied. So have the beams finished adding jagginess, and now let's do the same with the deck, the splinter on the deck. So select any of them. Okay, now let's add jagginess to this fragment. Okay, now PDI is computing jagginess for the whole deck, I think. Okay, let's play the scene now with jagginess applied to the deck. Okay, now it is less evident the effect on the deck, but I think it's applied. Let's go to wireframe, maybe one wireframe on shade. I can see it better. Well, it is applied, but it is too smooth. The strength of the jaggy effect is too smooth on the deck, so I have to increase it. Let's go to a close view and increase the strength of the jaggy effect for the planks. Okay, increase it to 2 units. Now, okay, now it's more evident the effect of the jagginess of Pulldownit with the twisted edges. Okay, this fragment is clearly deformed. So, and let's check everything has jagginess applied. Okay, I think it's fine. Okay, yes, everything has jagginess applied. So let's go to the final step of the simulation, which is applying a more realistic material for those faces. For this, you have just to open the material editor in Maya. This green material here is the PDI cut material. You can replace it for the one you prefer, but for this tutorial I think it's enough changing its color to a more wood-like color. Okay, and because of jagginess, this works also very well in rendering. So let's replace this material for another darker, more good light color for the splinters. Okay, I think let's increase the intensity a little. I think it's fine. So okay, let's close this and let's play the animation in a more interesting view. So this is the final result of our simulation. Thanks for watching. Bye.